My name's Bob Zillig. I live on the Chester River watershed down near Kent Narrows. My first interaction with ShoreRivers occurred about 5 years ago. Our community had a marine sales and service center that was going to open at the entrance of our community on the river there. And they were going to actually dredge a canal, a 1,200-foot canal into the river, into Jackson Creek. And so I reached out to ShoreRivers knowing that their passion was protecting the rivers. And Annie was very involved in helping work with the MDE and sort of raise some good challenges against the environmental impacts of putting in a 1,200-foot dredge into the river. And eventually, after 4 years, that project was stopped. So I had a good feeling about what ShoreRivers can do. So Annie's been a lot of fun to work with. I had the pleasure of doing a whole day of water sampling with her up and down the whole river. It's the most of the river I've ever seen. We went all the way north and up every little tributary. And you really appreciate the energy she brings. And I think it's honestly, I see it in all the river keepers because I've interacted with a couple of them in other events. And they are really supercharged about protecting the rivers, and that passion bleeds through in everything. And they like to have fun while they're doing it. So it's just a fun group of folks to interact. I've been involved with a bunch of activities with ShoreRivers, sort of volunteer activities, things like the SAV. I do sort of in Queen Anne's County try to stay engaged with development projects that impact the critical area, because I know how important that is to protect. And then Eastern Shore or Eastern Neck cleanup, they do a litter cleanup every year, so I've been involved with that. So the thing that ShoreRivers does is engage the community. And once you're engaged with the rivers, you really value the rivers. The people who live on the rivers and use the rivers, whether just hiking or boating or just enjoying even restaurant hopping on the rivers, anyone who interacts with the rivers realize how precious they are. And when you've lived on them for a while, you see how they change and how they can degrade. And so it becomes really apparent how important it is to protect them. The one thing about ShoreRivers is it's really obvious how passionate they are about the rivers and the watershed. I actually grew up on the property that I'm at right now, and so I was a child there. I had a little crab business, my brother and I, and I used to catch soft crabs out in front of our property, wading through the grasses, dragging a bushel basket and an inner tube behind me, catching the soft crabs. And 20 years ago, all that seagrass, which used to extend 400 feet out into the river, which was just 100% solid, disappeared, and there's nothing there. It's like a desert out there now with seagrass. So it was obvious to me, being on the same location for 50 years, how environmentally it's changed, and it sort of made me very aware of how important it is to try to protect the rivers, and the passion that ShoreRivers brings to that was obvious.